Imagine you are sitting in a quiet room. The windows are locked. The heater is humming. You are completely alone. And yet, the skin on the back of your neck begins to crawl. Your pupils dilate. Your heart rate climbs. Without seeing a single thing, your body has just declared an emergency. This is scopaesthesia, the gaze detection effect. For decades, scientists dismissed it as superstition, but recent studies in neurobiology suggest something much more haunting. Our brains can process the presence of another human through microshifts in air pressure, infrared heat, and subsonic vibrations. You don't feel a ghost. You feel a mass, a body, occupying the space that should be empty. But here is the terrifying part. If your brain is telling you someone is watching, it's because it has already found the evidence. It's just waiting for your conscious mind to stop making excuses. Today in the Grim Archives, we open the files on the Parasite Protocol. 3 cases where the feeling of being watched wasn't paranoia. It was an accurate biological warning. We start with a cabin in the woods that wasn't as isolated as the owner thought, and we'll end with a digital nightmare that might be happening to you right now. In 2022, a freelance illustrator we'll call Liam moved to a cabin in the Oregon wilderness. He wanted silence. He wanted to be invisible. But silence has a way of becoming a canvas for things that don't belong. By the second week, Liam noticed the drift. Things in his house were moving. Not disappearing, just shifting. A kitchen knife left on the counter would be 2 inches to the left. A book on his nightstand would be upside down. Liam did what we all do. He gaslit himself. He blamed stress. He blamed the old house settling. This is normalcy bias, our brain's desperate attempt to avoid a terrifying reality by choosing a boring lie. But then, Liam found the sugar trail. He didn't use sugar in his coffee. Yet, one morning, he found a fine dusting of white powder on the floor leading under his bed. He looked. Nothing. He checked the attic. Empty. He felt a wave of relief. But as he turned to leave the attic, he noticed a small, wet footprint on the ceiling hatch. A barefoot print. And it was still damp. Liam spent that night in a hotel. When he returned with the police, they found the nest. Hidden behind a false wall in the crawlspace was a makeshift bed made of Liam's stolen winter coats. But that wasn't the worst part. The officers found a small notebook. Inside were Liam's daily routines. What time he brushed his teeth. What he ate for lunch. And most chillingly, a list of things Liam talked about while he was on the phone. The watcher wasn't just living there. He was consuming Liam's life. The suspect was never caught. But when Liam moved out, he found one final thing. A small hole had been drilled through the floorboards directly into his shower. For 3 months, he had never showered alone. Why do they do it? This isn't burglary. It's a phenomenon called phrogging, living in a house like a frog, leaping from one lily pad or home to another. But the psychology behind it is much darker than simple homelessness. Criminologists call it parasitic intimacy. The frogger doesn't want your TV. They want your frequency. They want to experience the warmth of a family, the safety of a home, and the intimacy of a life they didn't earn. It's a form of high-stakes voyeurism. The thrill comes from the proximity to the prey. Knowing that you are 3 inches away, separated only by a sheet of drywall, creates a voyeur's high, a dopamine rush that becomes an addiction. But there is a second type of watcher, one who doesn't want to join your life. They want to destroy you. In the next file, we see what happens when the parasite decides it's time to stop hiding and start participating. A young family in Ohio began hearing the rhythms. At 3 a.m. every Tuesday, they would hear a single heavy thud from the attic. Just one. Then silence. For months, they called animal control. They checked for squirrels. They checked for raccoons. Every time, the inspectors found nothing. No droppings. No nests. Then the mother, Sarah, began noticing the replacement. She would find her laundry folded, but folded in a way she never did. She found the dinner table set for 4 people instead of 3. Her husband thought she was becoming forgetful. The tension began to tear their marriage apart. And that was exactly the goal. One afternoon, Sarah came home early. The house was silent. She went to the kitchen and saw her own reflection in the darkened glass of the oven. But the reflection didn't move when she did. It was a woman, wearing Sarah's clothes, standing in the pantry, staring at her with a terrifyingly calm expression. When the police arrived, they discovered a second house within the walls. This woman had been living in the wall cavities for over a year. She had created a network of tunnels that allowed her to watch the family from every room. But the most disturbing discovery was in the woman's pocket, a key to the house that had been missing for 5 years. She wasn't a stranger. She was the previous owner's daughter, who had never truly moved out. She told the police, "I just wanted to see if they were taking good care of my room." Paranoia isn't a glitch. It's an ancient radar system that knows when a copy is trying to take your place. We like to think that if we live in a modern apartment with no attics or crawl spaces, we are safe. But the grim archives must warn you, the architecture of the parasite has changed. In 2026, the walls are made of data. Think about your smart home devices, your cameras, your baby monitors, your microphones. Hackers have developed a digital version of Phrogging called ghosting. They don't steal your credit card. They just watch. They listen to your arguments. They watch you sleep through your own security cameras. They become a silent, invisible member of your household, watching your life through a lens you bought to protect yourself. How many guests are currently logged into your network? If your camera light flickers for a microsecond, is it a software update? Or is someone adjusting the focus to get a better look at you? We started this journey with a question: why does the skin on your neck crawl when you think you're alone? Perhaps the answer isn't that you're imagining things. Perhaps it's because your body is more honest than your mind. Your mind wants to believe in the wind and the old house settling. Your body knows better. The archives are full of people who ignored the prickle, who ignored the shifted book or the folded laundry. They wanted to be rational. But in a world of 8 billion people, space is the most valuable commodity. And some people are willing to live in the dark corners of your life just to have a piece of it. As you finish this video, I want you to do something. Don't look behind you. Just listen. Listen to the rhythm of your house. Is there a breath that doesn't match yours? Is there a weight on the floorboards that shouldn't be there? Trust your scopaesthesia. It's been trying to tell you something for the last 20 minutes. Thank you for visiting the Grim Archives. We'll be watching for your comments. And we hope you're the only one reading them.